Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Board Student IRL, and we're back for another mod review, another 1.16 mod review, and this time we are looking at Jellyfishing. Jellyfishing is a mod based off of Spongebob, and at its core it adds a few types of jellyfish and this new biome Jellyfish fields, in which we are currently standing. Now, the mod author, from what I understand, is not porting it to versions 1.12 and older, and is keeping it that way, and I totally understand. It's quite a lot of work to do, but the link to the download will be in the description. The link to the CurseForge will be in my description and all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, to start in the jellyfishing mod, of course, you need to go to the Jellyfish Fields biome, in which we are currently in right now. And let's go take a quick look at it. If we go underneath, you can see this is what it looks like. We've got some coral stone blocks and some algae and that kind of stuff. And of course, we have our friends, the jellyfish here. To get started, you need to get jellyfish jelly, which they drop kind of like chickens drop eggs. So you just have to wait for them to drop it. You can see there's a piece right there. And they basically are the gateway to more stuff in the mod. So you could use the jelly to make a jellyfish net. And now the net can be enchanted with two different types of enchanting. It can be enchanted with plundering, and there's plundering 1, 2, and 3, and it can also be enchanted with agility. And now what plundering does is it allows you to get things more than just jellyfish. When you go jellyfish fishing, it gives you a bunch of different items that you can get. One of which is the wad of grease right here, and this is also another very important crafting item in a lot of the tools and that kind of stuff. But there are some other items too that we'll get to shortly. But you can, you can enchant those with all of those like that. And when you go jellyfish fishing, all you do is just go and find yourself a jellyfish, and you right-click it just like that, and you capture yourself a jellyfish. And now you'll get more things, of course, when you get them. But when you capture a jellyfish, it's of course alive, and you can place it right back down on the water block. And of course, we're in creative, so it's going to place it down. But anyways, you get the idea. You can just capture them and you can replant them, re-put them into water, and they will of course drop the jellyfish jam passively while they're sitting in a block of water. So that is fantastic. But that's basically starting out the mod. But let's look at where you go from there. Okay, so where you go from there is we're gonna look at the foods first, in terms of what you can do in this mod. So also in the jellyfish fields, you will find sea nut bushes, and they drop these sea nuts right here, and you can do a lot of different things with sea nuts. But first of all, you can toast them and get toasted sea nuts right there, and you can of course eat those. And then another food item which was recently added are pineapples, which actually spawn in the jungle, not in the jellyfish fields, but of course, you can actually plant those on farmlands and that kind of stuff. The sea nuts you cannot plant, but these you can plant, and they're also a nice food item. And now going over here, we start to see what we can do, combining some of these base ingredients. So right here we've got sea nut butter, and then right here we've got sea nut brittle. Now sea nut brittle, of course, you can eat the same with sea nut butter, but you can use some of these to make even more things. So you can see right here we have jelly sandwiches, and so of course we have the regular jelly, and then we have blue jelly too, so you can make two different types of sandwiches. And then you can also make sea nut butter and jellyfish sandwiches, which is using the sea nut butter, and you can make the two different types of sandwiches. Now over here we have a couple more food items. This is kelp juice right here, and you just make it with a glass bottle and kelp, and it's just regular kelp that you can find in lots of different ocean biomes. Now the Krabby Patty, you cannot make the Krabby Patty. You actually have to get it from a level 5 fry cook, which is this bad boy over here. It's a new type of villager profession, and you can see right here, right at the bottom, he will sell you them. But of course, you have to level him all the way up to master, and if you don't remember how to do that, you basically just need to trade with him until he becomes a master. And they use this block called the grill as their profession block, so you can just put a villager next to it and it'll become its profession. But anyways, moving back over here, so the Krabby Patty is used in a crafting recipe, but you can also just straight up eat it. And then you have then finally over here you have the Goober Berry Sunrise, which is, it's just a food item that you can make with, I think, base vanilla ingredients, but it's a nice little SpongeBob reference. Look at this little smile. Very, very. But yeah, that basically covers the food items. Let's go look at some tools and other utility items. Okay, so over here we have some tools that you can craft. So right here we've got the kelp mustache, which is a reference from the SpongeBob movie, of course. Very, very near and dear to my heart because I loved that movie so much as a kid. But this actually does something. It gives you a plus 50 resistance to knockback damage. So if you put, say if you put it on, so if we actually get one from our inventory, see, plus 50 knockback resistance. Let's put it on our guy right here. And see, look at my kelp mustache. I look absolutely fantastic. But you basically can't get knocked back when you have this on. So nice cool little utility item. But then moving on over here, we have the spatula and the golden spatula. Now you can't make the spatula without the Krabby Patty. So besides being able to eat one, you also want to get them so you can make the spatula. And the spatula is a weapon that tosses enemies up in the air. So we can just try it out on our friend the villager over there. And you can see with the spatula and the golden spatula, of course, do more damage. So if we hit him like that, look at him go up in the air. And then if we do the golden spatula, it just does more damage. But yeah, those are the two spatulas. And that's, of course, another neat little SpongeBob reference. Go away. But yeah, and then over here we have some karate gloves. And there's 3 different tiers to them. It goes red, green, and blue. It's the most powerful ones. Let's go get some and test it out so you can see it's not super high except for the power karate glove, but it attacks really, really fast. So you can see very, very fast. Oh, and we killed him. That's okay. But yeah, and the attack damage goes up and up and up. And to craft the green and blue one, you are going to need yourself, of course, a smithing table. So this one you make it with a lot of grease, and then you're actually going to need a netherite ingot for the power karate glove. And then finally, in terms of tools or accessories over here, we have the air suit, which is a suit that you can put on that will allow you to breathe underwater, which is great. And you just need a little bit of iron, a little bit of diamonds, and of course it's a reference to Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, so also great. And let's go ahead and put that on too, just to check out what it looks like. And of course it gives you armor too. It doesn't just allow you to breathe underwater, which is fantastic. But let's put that on and see how we look. And see, look at that. Now we're Sandy Cheeks. And man, I think all the items in this mod look great. And it really does a good service to SpongeBob. But those are all the super useful utility items. Let's go look at a few more miscellaneous items. Okay, now over here we have 2 more items that you can actually get with the plunder enchant on your jellyfishing net when you go jellyfishing. So down here we have a custom music disc for the mod, and if we go and get it, let's stick it in the jukebox. So there you go. I'm sorry if that was a little loud, but it has a nice little track you can play. And then over here we have the bubble wand, and with this you can put bubbles down, and you can build little things with bubbles. And I think they decay after 20 seconds. I think they just sound like slime, but you can't bounce on them. But yeah, you can just make little bubbles, and it's mostly just for decoration. But it's a very neat little reward item you can get from jellyfishing, and it's another nice little SpongeBob reference, of course. But yeah, that basically concludes all of the usable items. So let's go look at a few blocks from the mod. Alright, now starting over here, we have the jelly blocks, and you can of course make 2 different types of jelly blocks with the jellyfish jelly right here. And the pink one acts like a honey block, but is slightly enhanced. You can see like that, but it has honey effects. And then the blue one acts like a enhanced slime block. So it's basically a replacement for the slime block. So very neat. It's just basically an alternative way of getting honey or slime blocks, which is very neat. Now moving on over here, we have the coral stone block, which is the most common block in the biome. You can see over here, like if we just go into the biome, there's coral stone everywhere. And then we of course have an algae covered coral stone, and then an algae block, which you can get from algae. There's algae all over the place, and you can just snip it with some shears, and you can craft it with a coral stone block, and you'll get one. By the way, while we're down here, there's also, you can get these little corals like this right here, and these little tube sponges and that kind of stuff, and that's of course the sea nut bush right there. But yeah, so with the coral stone, you can make a wall, you can make stairs, you can make a slab, and you can even make a polished versions of all those, which is fantastic. Now over here we have scrap blocks, and there's a couple of things you can use scrap blocks, and these are crafted with the pink jelly, and you can of course make stairs and slabs for the two, but you can also make this neat little door right here, this decoration board. It looks very neat. It's called a vault door. And then you can make two different types of trapdoors with it as well. One that is opaque and one that has a window on it. So it's a very neat little decoration block that you can use to try to replicate some of the Bikini Bottom structures from the show. And then up here, of course, we have the grill, which you also make with scrap. And we had our friend the villager over here. That's the fry cook, but he died a gruesome, horrible death. Moving on, though, over here we have the chrome block, which you make with the blue jelly, of course, and then same thing, you can just make stairs and slabs, and then you can make brick versions of those as well, which is very nice. And then it also has its own door as well, a chrome door, and you can even make a chrome grate over here. And this is again an attempt to recreate some of the structures in Bikini Bottom, which is great, and let your imaginations run wild with these building blocks. And then finally over here we have a few more building blocks. This right here is a Krabby Patty block, and this is just a really silly little decoration block that you can make with the Krabby Patty. It's just 4 in a grid. And then this is a sea nut brittle block, which of course you make with 4 sea nut brittle, and it's also a decoration type block. And then over here we have 3 different blocks you can make with pineapple. That's a regular one, it's a pillar one, and a chiseled one. And there's a different crafting recipes for each, but you just use pineapple for them, and they're also nice little decoration blocks. And then over here we have 4 different colors of bamboo siding blocks, and you can see them right here. Just very, very neat little bamboo blocks, and you can make them with the different types of jelly, the pineapple, and then this is just like a base bamboo wall recipe. And then finally over here we have carpeted tiles, and you can make them in every different type of color of Minecraft dye in the game, and it's also a nice little decoration block, also from the show. It's kind of, all these right here are kind of trying to replicate some of the designs that you see within the show and within the buildings in the show. So it's very, very well done in my opinion, and very, very neat. And you could definitely build your own little Bikini Bottom, and you can even build SpongeBob's pineapple house with some of these pineapple blocks, especially this bad boy right here. But yes, that basically concludes the jellyfishing mod. Now if you like this mod review, please leave a like and click the subscribe button for more. I will be covering the more jellyfish mod in my next mod review, so if you'd like to see that, of course, subscribe and stay tuned to see it. But anyways, this has been your boy, Board Student IRL. Thank you very much for joining me on this fun little mod review today of a mod that I really think you should check out. But anyways, that's all I've got for today. This has been your boy, Board Student IRL, and peace out.